Hi everyone, and welcome back to Theory Thursdays at Get There. With exams just around the corner, we thought we'd take a look at a mathematics concept that many students tend not to understand right off the bat: functions. You've probably heard this explained many ways before, so let's take a different approach to it this time. Let's imagine you wake up in the year 3020 and you discover a new kitchen appliance called the Oven Master 3000. On the surface, it seems like magic. You put in a tiny capsule and out comes your favorite meal. What's more is there are different capsules for everything you can think of, from curry chicken and rice and peas to shrimp tempura. But what's important is that one capsule can never turn into more than one type of food. A function is like this Oven Master 3000, except instead of capsules and food, we can call these x and y, where x and y represent the numbers you put into a function and get out of a function, respectively. They're also sometimes called the domain and the range. And instead of the name Oven Master 3000, the function is called f of x. Just like the Oven Master 3000, a function called f of x takes any number and transforms it into another number. And again, one input number cannot be mapped to more than one output number at a time. But you're curious about how this new device works, so you decide to look inside and see how it's programmed. When you open the lid, you see this inside. F of x is equal to 5x plus 3 divided by 2. This is the code that programs the machine, or the math that defines the function. When you put a 3 into the function as x, it slots right into wherever you see an x in the function, giving 5 times 3 plus 3 divided by 2, which simplifies to 9. Now what happens if you put in a different capsule, like x equals 5? Well, that would give 5 times 5 plus 3 divided by 2 equals 14. You can put in any number for x, and it will produce a different number for y. If you wanted, you could represent every possible input and output of this function by drawing a graph, with all possible input values of x along the x-axis and all possible output values of y along the y-axis. Every point along this graph represents every possible pairing of input and output: capsule, steak dinner. Let's take it one step further by talking about inverse functions. Let's say you use the Oven Master 3000 to make oxtail and rice and peas, but you decide, that's not really what I'm feeling for right now. Instead of letting the food go to waste, you could turn on your second device, the Oven Master Inverter. This device takes in your delicious meal and turns it right back into its original capsule. When you look inside this new function, now called f inverse of x, of course you see an entirely new code. This new programming is the inverse or opposite of the original function. To figure out how we got to this new code from the original, follow these 4 simple steps. Number 1. Start by writing down your original function. Number 2. Switch around the positions of each x and y, thereby inverting the function. Number 3. Use what we learned from our previous Theory Thursday video on transposition to make y the subject of the equation again. Number 4. Rewrite the new function, replacing y with f inverse of x. And there you have it. This new inverse function takes the output of f of x and uses that as the new input for f inverse of x, and spits out the original number that went into f of x in the first place. In an exam, this is how you can check that you got the right answer. For extra practice, pause the video, try finding the inverse of these functions. Thanks again for watching, and tune in again next time for more Theory Thursdays at Get There.